We're watching Grab a Gear, and on this episode, we're going to be going over the 2021 Mustang Mach E. Sorry about the shaky camera, as our camera mount broke right before we took off. Thanks for watching, see you guys in a bit. I'm Jared, and you're watching Grab a Gear, and on today's episode, we're going to be going over the 2021 Mustang Mach E. Now, we're not going to be going over the specs and all that kind of stuff, because there is a million videos on that. We're going to be going over what has it been like after 6 months of owning it. So let's dive right in, not waste any time. Here we go. Alright, so to start, what we're going to talk about is the body, the exterior. Obviously, all the other videos online, they talk about all the specs and everything like that. What I want to talk about is what I like and what I dislike about it. So let's start right here at the beginning. First off, all this black plastic that they have going down the whole side of the car. Yeah, all that, honestly, really bothers me. And let me show you why. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There's a scratch on it right here, and it scratches constantly on all the black plastic. The black plastic also runs down the bottom of the car, around the wheels. Alright, so the scratches you can see right here, they show up on all of this type of black plastic, which I don't like. And the plastic runs down the whole length of the car, front all the way to the back. You can see down along the... You're always worried you're going to scratch it on something. Alright, so that's my first complaint. Back here in the back onto the body. A lot of people, what's the word I'm looking for? They buy like a bump stop right here. I haven't bought one. So, like my kid came by, hit it, and there you go. It could have hit very easily, or even broke the plastic piece. And that's a train over there. Choo-choo. You might notice we're trying to use a mic on this one. Hopefully you guys can hear us a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. The other problem I have, which a ton of people have had problems with, is the phone as a key software. It works, it doesn't work, there's no rhyme or reason. iPhone XS Max worked part of the time, iPhone 13 works part of the time, and Android doesn't work half the time. There's no telling when it's going to work. So always, if you are looking at buying one, always get a... Turn on. There we go. Always make sure you know what the code is on here, so it unlocks for you. At the same time, another issue that we had, totally different area, is over here in front. And a lot of people have had issues with the Ford windshields. Apparently, Ford windshields were made really shoddy, and they crack. This is number 2 for us. So, I would say make sure you have a good deductible if you're buying one. That way, you know, it's a $2,600 replacement. Make sure your deductible is within reason when it comes to replacing the windshield. And the big reason why the windshield was so expensive and such a pain to replace is all the cameras, the sensors, and the windshield itself. The windshield itself was so new that they had to order it directly. And then getting it installed is another problem, and that's because of the cameras, the sensors, everything having to be re-aimed and stuff. So you can see like the cameras right there in the middle. We have whatever this is here, camera here. So, you know, everything has to be recalibrated is what they told me. So we always had to make sure that that was done by a professional, and there was only one person in all of western Colorado to do it. Alright, so I'm going to go over a couple things real quick. So obviously, just like most electric vehicles, we have what they call the front trunk. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. You'll notice I have a bag in here. One of the things I didn't like right off the bat was the divider that they had in here. You can tell I took it out because it was a waste of space. Obvious waste of space. But maybe some people would like it. For me personally, I don't think so. So it holds a bag perfect. So I do like that. I also like how Ford did a whole bunch of, like, you know, just little hidden gems everywhere. We got them there, we got them on the headlights, we got it everywhere for the Mustang stuff. Let's see, where are they? Hang on, I gotta find it real quick. Yeah, I know they put them, oh, right here. Here they are. On the side of it. Yeah, so you can clearly see the Ford Mustang emblem right there on the side. So it's pretty cool that they sort of hid these all over the place. It is also sort of nice the fact that you have to pull the hood latch twice to open it. That's one of those things where when you're driving down the road, say something happens, and you pull the wrong thing, you know, it doesn't come flying up. Alright, so if we walk back here to the back, one of the things that I had to figure out was when we took it on a trip to, say, my family's house. Oh yeah, another thing real quick. Half the time, the lift gate doesn't open on its own. You have to do it on your own. Ford really, you know, cut corners. But my point here, coming to the back, was two things. One, when you go to somewhere without a charging center, always make yourself or buy a charging cord so that you could charge it at your dad's, your mom's, your friend's house. So what I did here, what?
Just laying on the ground. Alright, so here's my charging cord.
So here's my charging cord that I take to my dad's house, my mom's house, etc. What I did is I use a dryer connector, and then comes out of their house into the garage, and then I plug the charger in. So always get yourself one of these, buy one or make one. So I personally made mine. As you can tell, it's not very pretty, but it costs about, I'd say, 80 bucks to make, maybe less, 50 to 80. It was pretty easy, took me 20 minutes to make, piece of cake. The other big thing, always, that I found out, a sunscreen for the windshield. Always get one, simply because whenever you're on a long road trip and you stop at, say, Walmart, Sam's Club, wherever it is, the sun's going to be shining right in on you. That right there gives you a little bit more privacy if you want to close your eyes for a little bit. So there you go. The other thing back here in the back I want to talk about is this shade net right here. This is what came with the car, and it's junk. It is complete garbage. It has broken on these pieces right here 3 or 4 times before I finally glued it together. So this stupid piece and this stupid piece, they're stupid. I'd say right when you get the car, or if you already have it, replace those, because if not, it's very dumb. And again, let's see if it works. Half the time when I push the button, it doesn't lower. The other half, it does. Okay, it actually works, of course. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the inside of the car. I'll show you what it is that I like and dislike about it. So, first off, I don't mind the little pull handle. A lot of people complain about it. I don't mind. I actually think it's cool. It's unique. Whatever. So, push the button. I have my phone in my pocket, actually working right now. Alright. So right off the bat, you can tell it's not spotless, and that's because it's our daily driver. And we enjoy it. That's, you know, what we bought it for, was to drive it. So you can see, obviously, the center console instrument cluster. You can see the large touch screen in the middle. All of that works great for the most part. The seats, they're amazing. They honestly are great seats. The cup holders, everything works great in the car. We've also found there's plenty of storage, and that's a wonderful thing. One thing that we're starting to notice wear is actually on the seat. It's a little hard to see from that angle, but on this bolster right here, it's starting to get creases and wear marks. Really hard to see, but we can see them, and that's what matters, is that we can see them. So, I don't know if Ford's going to do anything about that, but hopefully they do. Another thing we notice that's starting to not look perfect is where the seat belt, when you get out of your car, it hits. You can clearly see right here where it's rubbing. The plastic is actually getting roughed up right there. You can sort of see right there. So that's another thing we don't like about it. So as far as As far as a cluster in front, it's pretty good. No issues with it. As far as the center cluster, the big one, it's very responsive, it's quick, everything's great on it. After it boots up, you start the car, and sometimes it doesn't want to necessarily work very smooth. Throw it in reverse, and you don't have a reverse camera for, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. And at the same time, this is totally off subject, but Ford needs to work on their what do you call it? Software updates. There is no rhyme or reason for how they're releasing them. I have seen people on Facebook that have 1.4, I have 1.6, and 1.7 has been out for a month, but I can't get it. No idea. It doesn't make sense to me. Ford, come on. Seriously. Tesla's better at this. Come on. Anyways, so overall that's great on the inside. No other issues with the front. Like I said, it's really nice. The seats are comfortable. The instrument cluster, everything works great. Honestly, it's wonderful. Ton of storage. So I'm going to show you the back seat now. And I left my, so I like this, so does my kid. You push the button, it opens. You can't close it. And I mean, I'm actually pushing. Oh, there it goes. That was bad. I actually put a lot into that. So it really is pretty safe. I left my kid's car seat in here so I could show everybody exactly how much room there is. That's where my seat sits. That exact location. This is how much room is in there. So you can clearly see this much. You know, he's a 4-year-old, he's pretty big. There's still quite a bit of room. So, something to consider if you guys are thinking about buying it. That's an airplane. If you're thinking about buying a Mach E, this is a room. It's actually pretty good.
Hold up.
Go ahead. Let me know when you're recording. So as you can see, clearly, here I am, a full-grown man, sitting in my son's car seat. This is how much room I have. Now, let me show you the ceiling real quick, because I just want to show you that. So hang on a second. So here's Dan sitting in the front seat, and here I am sitting in my son's seat. And here's how much room I have between the glass and my head. I'm going to put my hand up there. A ton of room. And here's over Dan.
And I can literally kick my feet sitting here with him in the back seat, and I'm barely touching the firewall.
So this is actually a decent size car. It really is. You have a lot of room. It's comfortable too. So just wanted you to know what it actually looks like with a full-grown person in the front to the back with a car seat. Alright, so here is the passenger seat. I have no complaints. Like I said, it's all great. The B&O audio system is phenomenal. The interior, like I said, tons of room. Everything is great overall. The small little things I have problems with, they're not huge, but I want to point them out to you. The other nice part, a lot of people don't quite understand or they ask questions about where are the batteries. The batteries, here I'm going to open this back door also. The batteries are in this large black area right here, running from right here all the way past the front up to here. That's where the batteries are, which is nice because you get a low center of gravity. You can really tell that it's a heavy vehicle, but it sticks to the road very, very good. Just so everybody's aware also, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, it is the Mach E 4X. So it's the 4-wheel drive one, all-wheel drive, and it's the extended range. So just so you're aware. Again, clearly, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's scratches. Can you see this right here, Dan? There's scratches on the car, even right here. Look at this, Dan. Can you see this one? Giant scratches. And that's what bothers me. they should have done in right here. And gosh, the more I look, the more it bothers me. Yeah, so they really should have done something to minimize the scratching. And this isn't from anything major. I mean, I don't know where all these scratches even come from. At the same time, we have a crack in one of these, right here actually, on this one. There's a crack right above the button, in between the lock and the button. I don't know if you can see it, but it is there. And that's where, Ford's going to have to replace it for me. But like I said, not a whole bunch of things wrong. Wheels, tires, everything works great. Love it. Handles great, which you're about to see. So we're going to take it for a quick spin, come back, and we'll show you what it's like. Alright, so here we are in the Mach E. So again, the phone as a key is what I'm hoping to use here. So let's take a look. Ready? And there you go. It didn't work. Okay, that time it did work. So again, very, very weird. One of the nice things we do like about it is it does have wireless charging. So you just set it down there, and hopefully it starts charging. Yes, there it is. It's charging. Do that again. Alright, so hopefully it's charging. Alright, it is charging. So the wireless charging works pretty good. Alright, so as you can see on the main screen here, just a couple little things. I'm going to go ahead and do connect to my phone. Okay, I guess it is connected. See, this is what I don't... After all this time, I still have problems with it. But yeah, so 257 miles of range, 85% charge. Everybody asks online, what is this blue bar? That blue bar is your indicator for how close you are to somebody. These little lines on the side, that's for your lane keeping single hand or no hand drive. This says that lane assist is on. Here's your speed. This little square right here shows your speed limit. So there you go. Total distance we've driven. One pedal drive. So what I'm going to do now is show you guys a couple things on the car. So we got drive modes. Each one, my wife and I have our own setting. This is mine. I keep it in unbridled, one pedal drive. I have my own light selection. And I like the stupid propulsion sound. It sounds really bad, but I like it because it is what it is. One of the other things I don't like, you go to parking. It has all its stuff, it'll help you park. I understand that. It is so slow. Literally, it is awful. I understand it's a car and it's trying to be careful, but it is terrible. So, something maybe Ford could, I don't know, speed up a little bit. But handles, all the controls, everything works great. I do wish you could use child lock on one door and not the other. As an example, I have 3 kids actually. One, I don't want to open the door. The other ones can, but I can't control it. It's both back doors locked and windows. Don't really like that. So, driver assistance here on the front. Again, I have auto hold on for me, so I don't have to hold the brakes. Traction control is on because it always resets, even though I turn it off. Let's see, the camera, drive modes, etc. Like I said, if you're watching this, you want to know what it's like after 6 months of owning it. So, here you go. As far as the heater and everything goes, the heater definitely sucks the power down, obviously. It's using the electricity to create the heat. Now, it definitely, I mean it, it really does suck the power down. It does work good though. Turn it on, and it's on. There we go.
That's like the weakest fan I've ever heard from Maximum.
It's not.
I'll turn it up to maximum then.
No, it's not. It's building up.
Yeah, that's absurd. I want power now. Right now.
No.
I'm sitting on batteries. I expect all the power immediately.
And I don't know if you guys saw right there, E-heat. So if I turn that off, it heats up quicker, I found. If I turn it on, it's slower, uses less power. But there it is. It's already warming up. So that's definitely pretty nice. But it's only 54 degrees outside. We're turning that off. Alright, so now we're going to take it for a quick drive, just so you guys know.
Are you buckling up for safety?
Yes. Good. Safety first, always. Alright, so the nice part is I'm in drive, single pedal drive, and it's not moving. The park and brake is still on, so if I tap the gas, now it moves. And I don't touch anything, it stops itself. So I really like that. So, a little bit, and it moves, and I let off, and it stops. So, pretty cool. So here we go. It definitely rides a lot harder, rougher, stiffer than a normal family crossover would, which isn't a bad thing. It's, you know, an inspired Mustang, right? And that's part of it. It has the Mustang feel to it, where, you know, it's firm, feels like a Mustang, and that's a nice part about it. At the same time, it definitely gets up and goes like a Mustang as well. What we're going to do is actually take it out on the interstate, show everybody how it actually goes. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do dead stop. Ready? There we go. That's 60 miles an hour. So, it's definitely not slow. I'm pretty sure they say something around 4.5 seconds, somewhere in there for this one. It's quick, it really is, and that's in unbridled mode, which I personally feel like doesn't make a difference which one you're in. To me, that's like a button on the dash that says sport when it's a 1985 car. It doesn't do anything. We all know it doesn't do anything, and that's what those do. As far as I know, the unbridled actually just, it ups the regen, and that's it. So, I don't know. I am going to show you guys real quick one more thing. This right here, like I said, it shows the speed limit, 35 miles an hour. And if you go over that, so let's see what happens. It starts to flash. So it's pretty cool. It's sort of, you know, a nice little reminder. There you go. And the little blue bar. You'll see this blue bar in front of the rest of the blue bar. That is, there's no car in front of us right now, as you can see. But I will show you when there is a car.
I hate that sound so much.
What?
The like, I don't know why. I'm just
Really?
like, it's, I don't know. I'd just rather like not hear anything, I guess. But
I don't know. I like it.
I mean, at least you can turn it off. It's
Yeah.
not like a.
Yeah, it's not a permanent thing. Let's go that way and then come back.
Yeah. I didn't realize how much room you had if I went all the way back in this thing.
Yeah, look how much room is still back there.
Yeah,
It's a ton.
That's crazy. Curry with her ghetto lean in here.
So here's the thing. The car won't let you actually lose control. Ready? The traction control comes on well, it's off now.
No, the car. The blue car.
Oh, yeah. So here you go. We're now behind a car, and you can see, watch the blue bar as I get closer. It gets closer and closer. Okay, as you can see right here, there's a car in front of us and the radar is picking up on it. There's the car. And it shows the blue bar. So as I get closer, it's going to get closer to the Mach E in the digital display. So let's see if I get closer. So there you go. You can see how it changes as you get closer. It's really hard to do actually while you're driving this part.
That's why I was doing it.
Yeah. You also saw the little green bars on the side of the car. That is your lane assist. I don't have it turned on, but it sort of will guide you in an emergency type thing if I don't steer. But what I am going to do right now, I'm going 50 miles an hour. So here, look right here, Dan. So to turn on your lane keeping, you push this button here. That is now cruise control.
It's ready.
And now, there it is. So it is now driving itself for the most part. My hands are right here. Every 10 seconds, I have to touch the steering wheel. Right there. Keep hands on steering wheel. So I'm going to nudge it, and there it goes. It's now steering itself. It's not going to do perfect because it's meant for the interstate, for highways. But I let go. Here we go. It's just going to, coming up on a slight turn. I'm not touching it at all. And here we go. It's slight turn, and it's going to straighten itself out. 50 miles an hour. There we go. It says to touch the wheel. I touched it. And the chime also. So the chime, what the chime does, it actually chimes like that, and then it chimes louder, and then it chimes louder, and then it actually applies the brakes for the vehicle all the way to a stop. So there's the chime. I'm not going to touch anything. It tells me to resume control. It's still driving. It's applying the brakes right now. There's the brakes. I'm slowing down. I'm not touching anything. It's doing it all. It's still steering too. And it'll come to a complete stop. Okay, I'm going to take over. So, just so you know what happens if you don't touch the steering wheel back and forth. So I'm going to turn the cruise control back on, and it will just continue to drive itself. 50 miles an hour. You can see the little blue bubble around the car. That is its little radar zone thing. Hopefully at some point, Ford does actually release the hands-free driving. And at that point, you can do it on the interstate and highways that are pre-mapped, unlike Tesla, again Ford. So, another thing to work on. But, I honestly love the lane keeping assist. You can ask Dan, who's right next to me. I use it all the time because it's great. It really is. And the car thinks pretty much as fast as I can think. So if somebody pulls out in front of me, the car's on the brakes. It keeps up with traffic. It's amazing. And it's actually saved me a couple times from accidents where it's slammed on the brakes or it's actually swerved slightly one way or the other to avoid something. So it's really cool. I really do enjoy it. And I'm excited to see how Ford does with the hands-free driving. So we're coming up to a 40 mile an hour speed limit sign. I'm not going to touch anything, but the car will see it. It's still driving itself. There it is, 40 miles an hour. It's slowing down. I'm not touching a single thing. All right, I'm going to touch the steering wheel now because it's a school zone. Right here, it canceled because we came into a school zone. So I'm actually steering now. Now that we're leaving the school zone, it's back to sort of self-driving stuff. Again, full disclaimer, this is not full self-driving by any means. It's not autonomous at all. It's nothing like Tesla or I don't know who else. But, so now it's 35 mile an hour zone. It's slowing down again. There we go. Perfect. Again, my hands are right here. It's doing its own thing. Alright, so we're going to be turning here. Right there, it's just one pedal drive. I'm not touching the brakes at all. I'm actually giving it a little gas. Now I'm turning. I'm still not touching the brakes. That entire turn was no brakes. Really cool. I like it. My wife hates it. So each person, yeah, see? Each person, their own thing. You can turn it on and off. And with each setting, like I said, right here, on the center screen, you can set up your profile. So if you want one pedal drive, great. If you don't, great. You want propulsion sound? Great.
Yeah.
He does not want it. I want it. I like it. Sounds like a, I don't know. It sounds like a combustion engine, but very cheesy. I think they should make it so you can actually change the sound. So like the Jetsons or farting.
Oh, if you could change the sounds, I would totally have like the flubber.
Right? Yes, yes. See, I would totally do this.
Or like a bubble gun. No, but with the one pedal drive, the reason I really like it is growing up on motorcycles, it's really reminiscent of just like pure engine braking and not needing actual brakes until after the fact, because you can just use the way it's regenerating and keeping the battery back up. You're pulling all that energy out again. It's the same as when you're just going down. So that's why I really enjoy it.
Yeah. All right, so we're coming up onto the interstate. We're gonna merge onto the interstate, and I'll actually give it some gas. Well, no, I'll give it some accelerator pedal.
Give us some amperage, baby.
That's right. And we'll let it actually get onto the interstate. Excuse me.
So here we are, coming up on the interstate.
Coming up on I-70, we're going to be heading westbound. I'm going to actually slow down, give these people that just turned a little bit of room real quick. Blinker, blinker. All right. So I am doing 10 miles an hour right here. Here we go. Hopefully it did that. But obviously, fairly quick. So me personally, this is where I like the lane assist is on the interstate. So I'm going to turn it on right here. It's going to accelerate to 80 miles an hour, which is what I have it set to. And now it's doing it all on its own. I'm not touching anything. So I'm not touching it. Again, it's not hands-free. You're supposed to keep your hands on the wheel and give it a little nudge. Me personally, I like to just sort of sit back and relax and watch the road and every now and then touch it. And obviously, driving it like we just did, accelerating really quickly, it burns up the power more. So you saw right there a little bit of a nudge. That right there just makes it so it keeps going. Still, hands right here. Not worried about it. I've really learned to trust it, just like it took people a long time to trust the Tesla, you know. It's something you just have to put your faith in, honestly. And I'll tell you right now, driving it from Grand Junction, Colorado.
I hate this road so much.
I know. Driving it from Grand Junction, Colorado to Phoenix, Arizona, I really tested it a lot. And it did good. The one thing it did not do good on was Ford's charging app. It said, you can make it from here to here. Guess what, Ford? We didn't make it. Yeah, that's right. I literally had to coast, regen, slow down, coast, regen, over and over and over. And we arrived with 1% power, with no air conditioning, middle of summer, windows down, at 50 miles an hour on the interstate, and there was nothing we could do about it. So yeah, Ford, you should fix that. There we go, that's my only negative. But again, driving great, you know, it's quiet, it really is. It's pretty quiet. The little propulsion sound goes away for the most part once you're cruising, which I really like. so we're coming up on our exit. Again, this isn't full self-driving. I'm going to actually have to take the exit. So maybe Ford will someday get that figured out. Nice part though is the regen. I'm doing 80 miles an hour. I'm going to turn off cruise control. It is now regen. I'm at 240, 80%. I'm not touching the brakes. Not touching the brakes. Well, I'm still at 240, 80%. But it did put power back. And you can really throw it into these turns. I mean, come on, that's 80 miles an hour around a really sharp turn. 240 or 239. So yeah, overall, it honestly is a great car. It really is. I enjoy it. My wife loves it. I love it. We looked at a Tesla, and we looked at this, and we decided on this. Now, Tesla has a ton of things that are better, like the full self-driving, and you know, the hands-free is already available and everything like that. But personally, I don't like how the Tesla looks. I like how this looks. You know, it's just, I like it. So, that's just my 2 cents. There we go, back up to 240 in range. So it's nice, it's adjusting based on your driving habits, so it's pretty cool. Nice blinker. Let's see, there we go.
Oh man, yeah. That's why I can't wait for the robot revolution, just to take care of the car. So that and I get my Wall-E chair. Just keep me fat and happy. Ooh, red! Ooh, blue!
So here you go, guys. So we went down to 239 and 79% power. And right there, regen 240 with 80% power. So the regen actually does pretty good. You know, like I said, going to Phoenix, from Junction, we went to Flagstaff. We were coming into Flagstaff, and it's a climb. But every time we went down, that regen really did get us to Flagstaff. So, you know, yeah, regen does help.
How many apps did you have to download for the charging networks?
Yeah, so Ford does have their own charging network. The issue is, it's only through, I want to say, Electrify America. And there are tens of thousands of other chargers. And whenever you're in a tight spot, like I was, you start downloading a lot of apps. And you start looking for as many chargers as you can find. So we ended up downloading, I want to say 10 to 15 apps to try to find a charger, because it said we were not going to make it. So it yeah, like I said, 10 to 15 apps still didn't help, because we were in the middle of nowhere and there were no chargers at all. So note to self, Electrify America, ChargePoint, everybody else, maybe figure that out. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure why gas stations, you know, everybody knows electricity, the electric vehicles are the future. That's just common. It is what it is. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, maybe not in 10 years, but it's going to be there. Why do gas stations not start investing in that type of stuff? You know, at some point, it's going to be the main transportation. I don't know. If I personally owned Exxon or Shell or I don't know, any of them, put a charging network in. I just don't understand it. Again, still haven't really touched the brakes. It's great. I love the one pedal drive. The car handles great, smooth. I mean, we're about to go over some train tracks right here, and you'll see, you know, just how rough it is. I'm doing 32 miles an hour. Here we go. Not bad. You know, considering how much the car weighs, it's really nice. Dan's ruining my distance by turning on the heated seats.
No, I was just going to complain about like, oh yeah, I don't have air conditioned seats.
Yeah, there are no cooled seats. So it's really funny because it's constantly adjusting range based on my driving style. So now I'm at 241 at 79%.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, so he's gonna turn on the heater. Don't you? Yeah, stop it.
Maximum. And wait, no, you gotta wait to let go. I want to ruin your range. You never let me have fun.
Get out.
It will be interesting to see though when it's actually like cold this winter, how that really does change it with the heating, especially like the actual defrosting and stuff when it's like sitting outside versus like in the garage.
But it will always be in the garage.
No, I mean like
Oh, and
yeah, like when like you actually go out somewhere and it's like cold that day.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. Actually, the battery packs get a chance to actually like cool down and stuff like that, like how that's going to change them.
Engage, whisper, unbridled. Honestly, there's no difference in acceleration. Maybe whisper and engaged doesn't put as much amperage, I don't know, but it doesn't, I can't tell any difference. It might just be like throttle response by a tiny bit, but I don't know.
I would say from a passenger and between the times I've driven it perspective, like there's no real seat of the pants feel difference or even connected like throttle difference. To me it's just like similar. You're doing different modes and maybe there's a difference in them, but if you drive the same without like changing your driving habits during those, it's all for naught almost. It's more like just like, hey, I have a menu control over. I either have sound for the ambient or my one pedal drive changes to just normal driving, but other than that there's no real difference that I noticed anyways.
Yeah.
But I also drive like an old man.
Oh yeah, you can change your light. 29 minutes of driving, 14.8 miles. We averaged 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. We'll do the math on that here in just a second, and that's what you would get out of an entire charge.
Well, thanks for coming along with us, guys.
Yep. Take care. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Grab a Gear. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe for all of our videos. And make sure you check out our other playlist for our other series that we're filming currently. See you then.